Hey guys, Freddie here. I am on my way to a funeral right now that I'll be preaching. She was a lady in my church. She was pretty cool. Kind of an icon. Taught Sunday school for many years. In fact, she's kind of the part of the reason why my church got started. So, she'll definitely be missed. Also, if you pray for her husband, because he is not taking it very well. But any prayer would be appreciated. So I just thought I'd make this video because a lot of my viewers, they don't go to too many funerals. They've either been to funerals when they were little kids and don't remember, or you guys don't go to many funerals, you want to just distance yourself from death, even though, come on, death's a part of life. Just, it's a part of life. Don't distance yourself from it. It's not mystical or anything like that. So, I just thought I'd throw a video together to tell you how to behave at funerals, what to do beforehand, and what they're all about. Just a funeral survival guide, if you will. That came out wrong. Funeral survival guide. I think I just found the title of this video. But anyways, so what do you do before the funeral? Well, firstly, if you're real tight with the family, make sure they're okay. Especially if it was sudden. That being said, don't pester them. Some families do request privacy, and who are you to pester them if they request privacy? That's just not nice. So, if you're real tight with them, make sure they're okay. Then, if you were really, really tight with them, then buy flowers. Or if you're like me and you think flowers are stupid because they don't last very long, get them something more long-lasting. Wind chimes, in particular, are super awesome. If I meet my unexpected end, don't get flowers, get wind chimes. Some people say, don't get us flowers, donate here instead. So, yeah, do what they say and don't get them flowers, donate here instead. My secretary was trying to figure out something to write on the card for the flowers. Another reason I don't like flowers is because they way overcharge for them. But anyways, she was wanting something to write on the flowers, and so I've got this rock outside my house that was given to my family because Grandma passed. So I just snapped a photo of that rock and sent it to my secretary. Literally all visitation long. The lady whose funeral it is, her husband, all visitation long. He was like, hey, did you see those flowers? Those flowers from the church? Hey, did you read what's on them? Oh, you gotta read what's on them. I cried. It'll make you cry too. welcome, buddy. Anyways, So you might be saying, but Freddie, you mentioned visitation. What is a visitation? Well, there are two parts to a funeral usually. Visitation and then the actual funeral. Visitation is like a 3 to 4 hour block wherever you go, sign the guest book, say hi to the family, swap stories, and it's like the having fun part of the funeral. Because funerals is a service with an itinerary. Like visitation is just very unstructured. Sometimes there are snacks. Do not be a pig and eat all the snacks. Other people would like mini cupcakes and chicken salad sandwiches as well, unless you're me. But visitation's just a hangout time. So what do? Well, for one thing, if you can't make it to the funeral because you got work or something, or maybe you just don't want to go to a funeral, then visitation is where you want to be at. I'll just say it plain. If you can't go to the funeral, if you don't want to go to the funeral, go to the visitation. Then, what do you do when you're at the visitation? Well, you sign the guest book. There's usually a guest book. And you say hi to the family. If you see other people there who you know, say hi to them too. Don't feel like you have to stay all 4 hours, because it's just not natural. If you're family, or if you're a pastor, or if you're like really, really like super close to the family, then yeah, you can stay all 4 hours if you want to. Family is expected to, as are the clergy. But if you're just, passing acquaintance, don't feel like you have to go and stay the whole time. Like, seriously. And also, you'll see people you know. Don't make it all about you. This isn't a Freddie fan club where all of Freddie's friends gather together and talk to, me, because it's not about me. It's about the person in the casket. And it's about the family who's left behind. So, make sure that you don't hog the spotlight and make it all about you. That's just not nice. And also, if there are people there who you don't like, or they don't like you, I cannot stress this enough. Play nice. Like, seriously, a person passed. Least you can do is play nice. Like, I went to a funeral not very long ago. There's a lady at my previous church who is passed like that, and there was a lady there who, for some reason, absolutely does not like me at all. It does not like my family at all. And so she was just, flitting like a butterfly from person to person, and stops and talks to the guy who I'm sitting next to, who I'm friends with, and she's talking to him, and then she just, out of the corner of her eye, shoots me a glare, like, yeah, I'm here too. What are you gonna do about it? And I was just looking at her back like, oh, I know you're here, and there's nothing knew about it, so play nice. And that was just the end of that. One of my dad's favorite movies is The Accountant with Ben Affleck. And there's a scene with a funeral that does not go very well because the lady in question, her husband and her ex-husband can't play nice. I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say that funeral does not go well. So, play nice with the people there. And, just other than that, be respectful. Like, don't be crude or profane or crass or coarse, and don't be loud and boisterous, and definitely don't be flirting with anyone, and definitely don't be flirting with the spouse of the deceased, because that's just not cool. Person's passed. Come on. Show a little respect. So now, if your family, what do you do during the visitation? And you do have to stay there all 4 hours. Well, for one thing, if you're old enough, just drive someplace, drive to the local Taco Bell and get something. No one says you can't just, step outside for a few minutes. But while you're there, keep yourself occupied. Talk to people. Some of you, that probably comes second nature to. Someone like me, it does not come second nature to. Force yourself to talk to people. If there's someone there who you don't know, say hi. Ask, how do you know this person? And just keep yourself occupied. If you absolutely must, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but if you absolutely must, pull out your phone. If you are truly incurably bored, just pull out your phone. Don't do it in front of people, but step into the snack room or back room or bathroom or whatever and just, last resort. That's a last ditch effort to keep yourself occupied. But keep yourself occupied, because if you're bored, the people there are going to notice. They will know by your body language. People pick up on that sort of stuff. So, keep yourself occupied. So that's the visitation. And as for the funeral itself, that happens the afternoon of or the morning after. Let me be clear. Regardless of the person's beliefs, regardless of your own personal beliefs, funeral service is by and large a religious service. Now you might say, oh, but I've been to atheist funerals and whatever. Well, when I say religious, I don't necessarily mean Christian. I mean funerals are by and large a religious, spiritual service. Someone has passed on, and we are celebrating the fact that they have passed on. Again, that came out wrong. We're not celebrating that they're gone. We're celebrating the fact that we knew them and now they're on to the next stage. So, funerals are, by and large, a religiously oriented service. So, get that through your head before you go to a funeral. Yes, it may make you feel awkward. Yes, it may make you feel weirded out. Well, you just have to ask yourself, how much do you love and respect the person who's passed on? How much do you love and respect the person in the trail of destruction that this person's passing has left? So, usually there are some songs sung. Usually there's like the reading of the obituary. And then, depending on the service, sometimes people have they go up and share personal stories about them. Celebrations of life, that's usually all it is just like people go up and sharing their stories of the person. Normal funerals, there's usually just only one person who does that. That's a eulogy. It's just one person sharing stories before the sermon, if there is a sermon. If there is a sermon, you better pay attention to what that person is saying. I'm not just saying that because I myself am a pastor. I'm saying that because there are a bunch of feelings and a bunch of thoughts that are going to crop up in you. Like, that's going to be me someday. So what am I going to do about it? That's going to be my parents someday. I did have to tell my folks this morning, like, going to that funeral kind of wigged me out because I could not help but see the both of you in a casket eventually. So, yeah. I know where I'm going. I know where my folks are going. I know where my deceased friend is currently. Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. So, no matter what happens to us, we can bank on that fact. Whether or not you believe that, well, that's a video for another day, I'm sure. But, fact is, pay attention to whatever that pastor is saying. Because you're probably going to be looking for a few answers. You'll be thinking a lot about your own mortality and the fact that you're not invincible and that you're not going to be around forever. The people who you love are not going to be around forever either. So, listen to what that person has to say. Now, there are a few funerals where that's not going to happen. For example, I hate to put anyone on blast, but my uncle's funeral. Went to his funeral. I kid you not, there were 4 pastors in the audience and one person who was trying to become a pastor, and someone who was not a pastor was doing the service, and he was like talking about how good my uncle was and all that, which I appreciated, but he also didn't give any sort of, like, hope for what was going to happen next. Like, he was telling, how good of a dad he was to his daughter and how good of a, like, friend he was to the people he loved. Like, yeah, and where's he now? How do I get there? I'm mortal too. What happens to me? Like, yeah. You'll have funerals like that. In which case, I would suggest you go to a local church and you ask the pastor. Make sure that it's a cool pastor first. Not one of the weird pastors who will probably crop up on the news eventually. I'm a pastor, I can say that. But about the only other thing I can think to say is your emotions are going to run wild. You don't plan for emotions to happen. Some of them you can keep a handle on, sure, but some emotions you can't plan for, and sometimes you just gotta let them loose, especially at a funeral. I will say, in this era of, pervasive mind wandering, your mind, I'm sure, is gonna wander to, like, funny stories or whatever that you've seen. Do not laugh at the serious parts. I'm not kidding. That'll want to talk about things you'll regret. That you will definitely regret, and even if you don't regret it, people will make you regret it. So do not laugh at the serious parts. If the pastor tells a joke or something, yeah, laugh at that. It's okay to, laugh if you know where they're going or where they are. But, during sad songs like Danny Boy or Go Rest High on That Mountain, do not even think of laughing. Because that's just not nice. But if you want to cry, that would be the time to do it. If you want to just grab the person next to you and give them a bone-crushing hug while you just let all that sink in, do it. It's a funeral. That's the place where you're supposed to do it. When a friend of mine passed away, he was 3 years younger than me and had a lot of people who were at his funeral, who loved him, who worked with him, who lived with him, who loved him. I don't believe I will ever forget when Go Rest High on That Mountain started playing, and the person in the church pew in front of me just started beating the living snot out of the pew in front of him because he was sad. That's how he gets his sadness out, I guess. But he just balled up his fist and started just punching the pew in front of him. Those emotions are bound to happen during a funeral, especially for someone you love. I would recommend maybe don't punch the pew in front of you. But let your emotions out, because it's a funeral. So you're supposed to be sad. And if you're not sad, you can't make yourself be sad. Like, your emotions are your own. So, usually there's a dinner afterward. Sometimes you'll go out to a restaurant and eat. That's what we're doing today. Sometimes you go out to a church or like a Rotary Club or Elks Lodge or whatever to eat. You know, don't turn down a free lunch, especially if it's like a visitation redo. So, that being said, again, don't be a pig. Just go through once, and if everyone's gone through, that's when you can ask for seconds. Only be a pig when all the nice church ladies say, hey, we've got extras to take home that we don't want to take home and we don't want to store. That's when you can eat 4 whole fried chickens or whatever. Or you can just settle for your piece of dry white toast. Who knows? So yeah, it's a longer video this time, but it's a serious topic. That's a part of life. And celebration of life after they've moved on, that's a necessary part of life as well. So, hope my funeral survival guide helps you guys out. And in the meantime, make sure you know where you're going. Because if you don't,